America, welcome to Power to Thrive. I'm here with Cliff, best-selling author. Today we have two special guests. Today's topic is about water. And before we get started, hit the subscribe button and pick up the book Plant-Based. It's up to you, Cliff.
All right, so let's introduce our guests. One of you wants to start first. Introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Waternomics. Y'all can see here. It's about time, water to money. Follow the money trail. All about money, health, water issues in the world, healthy drinking water, and all.
Hi guys, my name is Geovanni. Been in the water industry, corporate America, oil and gas. Done quite a few things, restaurant business. I come hopefully today to help educate you guys and let a little bit of my expertise.
We're here today to talk about water. The first item on our list is the right amount of water. Overhydration or dehydration, either one of them is no good. So any thoughts on the right amount of hydration?
As we've all grown up, we have seen doctors and research out there. And initially it was 8 glasses a day. With more research that we've been done, especially on the human body and the fact our blood is mostly water. What it comes down to is half your body weight in ounces should be a healthy mark for everyone to be drinking. Even if you're slightly overweight, a lot of people suffer from chronic dehydration. Headaches are caused by that. If you dehydrate the brain anywhere from 2 to 5%, you can start getting headaches, and they actually have CTS and brain scans showing that it actually starts doing damage to the brain. Thoughts become very foggy, attitude, and a lot of people don't consume enough water, even the 8 glasses a day that they should. A lot of people are beverage heavy. That's most of America. What do I mean by beverage heavy? So we're all on the same page. You drink lots of beverages during the day, maybe 3 or 4 cups of coffee if you're a coffee addict. Maybe a soft drink here or there, mixed drinks at night, grabbing a drink after work, alcohol on the weekends with your friends, family, but very little water. And the body is smart to the fact that it knows the difference between water and other beverages, even though they are water-based. Like you were saying, Cliff, I think a good balance for the human body is half its body weight in ounces to keep healthy and to keep people away from that chronic dehydration.
Nothing can hydrate you like water. So you can have all those other beverages, but nothing substitute for water. It's pure water, because your body recognizes water. But also, you want to just improvise that a little bit more. If you working out, you want to add just a little bit more of water, because you're losing more water when you working out, you really moving around. You just want to just up that a little bit more. So
Yeah, you have to compensate because you're sweating, so you have water loss.
Yeah.
And so you have to go and increase your water intake to compensate for the water loss.
That's where it comes back to, like I was saying, half your body weight in ounces. When we sleep, our body fluids and our blood, they'll slow down. So like on glasses, breathe out moisture. The problem is we don't put enough back in. Obviously, we have to breathe to live. Those other beverages don't take the place of water. There are certain times in their day that you should drink water. A lot of people can't even get to the 8 glasses because their body, in a way, rejects water. They'll even tell you, random people, if you ask them, oh, I'm not a water drinker. What does that mean necessarily? Oh, I can't drink that much water. If you sat down throughout the day and tally that level, the amount of ounces of beverage you consume, you could consume water and still have a few of those beverages. It's over that. But what happens is people don't consume enough water, and you need to. Obviously, when you drink lots of water, you use the restroom. The whole point of using the restroom is that is waste that the water is flushing out of your body. 95% of sickness is because of some kind of bacteria waste in the body, cancers, things like that. That's more going down the medical path, but all disease thrives and starts in the blood and then to the colon. So drinking a lot of water to be able to use the bathroom on a regular basis is key.
So what you're saying is that the water really provides a vital function to our health, to the point where insufficient water impairs our bodily functions to get rid of toxins, and so it has a tremendous health impact.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then on top of that, when he mentioned about folks say they're not a water drinker, a lot of time it's the water taste. So that's why the minerals in the water is very important, because people just don't like to drink water just because of the plain water taste that has no taste. Folks don't understand that minerals in the water give it that good taste, so it'll make you want to drink the water more often if you're drinking the good quality of water. And on top of that, with the breathing too, people tend to, it'll be a great thing to want to breathe in through your nose versus through your mouth. When Giovanni just breathes on his glasses, you're losing a lot of water just because folks be breathing out of their mouth. You want to kind of practice breathing through your nose, I would say.
I guess what a thought that comes to my mind also is just on monitoring the correct hydration level. A simple way to do that is just to look at your pee. And if your pee is a very light yellow color or a lightish yellow color, then you're probably in the zone of where you need to be. And if your pee is getting really dark, like a dark yellow or orange, then you're underhydrated or you're dehydrated. And so you can just, it's a simple matter. And then if your pee is just straight white, like water coming out of the tap, you're probably overhydrated. So you don't have to be too technical to figure that out. It's a simple way of getting in the area.
Absolutely.
Listen, how long could a person survive? Say, for instance, you didn't have much food and all you pretty much had is water. How long could a person go on just drinking water on your own without having any food?
Now, they probably go for a while, but you want to add that because our body is mineral, so you want to add that salt with that water. If you include that, or you include that as well, with the little pinch of salt.
Yeah, let's say you're just including the salt, because the salt is vital. Absolutely. So you're including the salt.
A couple of days.
I've heard a gentleman, he was a celebrity, he was trying to lose weight. He ended up doing 41 days, but he had a touch of salt every day. From what I hear, and please in the comments and feel free to double check this, I think the longest anyone's gone just on water has been like 160 days, something like that, almost half a year. Now, with food, you can last quite a while, but with water, it doesn't usually take more than maybe a week at max, and you would die of dehydration literally, just because, like I said, when you breathe,
with no water, you
without
can't.
Water. So water is the most violent thing you can consume. And let's not forget, water is what causes our food to grow, whether it comes naturally through rain, you hosing your garden down from your faucet at home on the outside of your home. Without water, you really don't even have the food to eat. So,
and if I could add, if you eating food, the importance of drinking that water, once the water come in contact with the food, that's where it really breaks the water down and give energy to your body. So you could be eating food, and without the water, that food is about useless as well.
Listen, if you had a bucket and it's pouring down raining and it fills up, but that's the only water you have to drink, is that water safe to drink?
Now, if you're talking about a life situation, yes, it would be somewhat safe to drink. Now, we have what I call extremists on both sides. So I'll go into more detail. There is, because of toxins in the air, such thing as acid rain. There are chemicals, chemtrails, things like that do affect the rain. But to be able to catch in the bucket, the most important thing in your scenario would be how clean is the bucket. Water is a source of life. If your bucket isn't that clean, it's going to grow bacteria. So you might think you're getting it from the water, but it's actually from the holding device that the water's in. It comes down to, yes, you could survive off rainwater. Yes, you can survive off stream water. What I would suggest if you're in those situations, obviously, would be to boil it. That becomes the most important factor in those situations. Obviously, we're not talking too much of the chemical issues like cities would have, but when it comes to just raw water from nature in that form, it would be more the bacteria that would be more of a problem. With rain, not so much. Obviously, it's coming from the sky. But if you were to get a water source like a stream, creek, something like that, or lake, yes, it would be very important to boil it. But to your question specifically, yes, you could survive off of a bucket of rainwater. Contamination through chemical. Obviously, the cities do use chemical. They have to use certain chemicals to counteract the bacteria, but a lot of those chemicals can be harmful to the body. So that's not good either. Now, biological, obviously, is not good. We spoke about that. That's bacteria, viruses, things like that. I think what a lot of people need to be aware of, I know most of this, as we focused up to this point, is about drinking water. A lot of people don't question the contaminants they're taking in when they take showers. Everyone likes to focus on drinking water because that's what they consume the most. But what your body absorbs the most of is what you shower in. And when you go down that path, it's a lot of contaminants from the city. I would suggest anyone listening to this, it is public knowledge, freedom of information, jump on whatever city or town you're in and try and pull the water quality tests. They are available. Sometimes they are not the easiest to get to. Some of my clients, I've had to do it for them, but if you contact the city, they can instruct you on where to go and find that. Some of you might find it on the utilities page for your city, but they are and do have and are required to have a printout of the contaminants in the water, what they are countering those contaminants with, and how much the legal limit is, and if they are over the legal limit.
I have a question. When you
Yes,
was
sir.
talking, when you taking showers,
Yes,
how
sir.
that water affects your body.
Yes.
How many people you think even know that?
Most people don't. Like, it's one of those things out of sight, out of mind, unless it's brought up. Like, obviously, we're bringing this up now, and you guys are bringing it up by inviting us on here. Once again, thank you again. They just don't think about it. Like, the average person, or not even the average person, every shower head should be changed every 5 to 7 years max. People see the buildup of the chemicals on the shower head, that white residue stuff you see that will cake on the head, make the holes shoot different angles. What they don't consider is that's being absorbed in the body. Like, everyone, no matter what color, skin color, is experience what we call ashiness, a lack of moisture in the skin. And some people right after a shower will experience that, and that's why a lot of people, especially women, like to put lotions on or creams on because of that issue. A lot of that comes from the chemicals coming through with the water. Water is a carrier. So when you take a pill, what do you take with water? Time release medicine, liquid water. It breaks it down in your system with your stomach acids when you talk about medicine. The difference in taking a shower is there is no buffer. It goes straight from the skin into the bloodstream. And so you don't consider your body absorbing these chemicals, but it does. And I always say a good litmus test right after a shower without any moisturizing creams or lotions, just scratch your arm and see if you have either a white residue, either your skin cracks or you get a white residue. And if you look at what you're seeing on your body, just look up at your shower head after it's so old, because it has all the caking residue, because just like on your skin, the shower head dries after your shower. So that's where all those chemicals now start to stick, and you see it. It's not coming out cloudy. You get a cup of your shower water, it's not cloudy at all. But when you look at your shower head, how corroded it is after time, it shows you the level of chemicals, and that even in water, certain chemicals do not dissolve like they should.
If people could just remember that the skin is the biggest organ on the body, some medication is taken just by rubbing medication on the skin, because the skin absorbs anything that go on. I always say, don't put on your skin what you wouldn't put in your mouth, because it goes straight from the skin to the bloodstream. And yes, the power of it when you taking a hot shower is even opening up your pores even more, and you're breathing in the steam that's coming from the shower. So yeah.
But here's the deal. If you live in an apartment complex, say you there for 5 or 6 years, out of the 5 or 6 years that you're there, that shower head is not going to change.
Rule of thumb, I tell everyone, go buy a shower head. There are specific shower heads that we'll go into in different episodes, if you guys invite us back, which we'd love to come back and talk more about, that can filter those things and actually add nutrients, as in vitamin C and things, to the skin. But for the average person listening today, I would say spend the extra $25, $30. It doesn't have to be any big name brand like Cole or anything, or Bear. Just go to your local Walmart and get a new shower head. It's worth it. It's your health. Yes, the water itself is what's contaminated from the city, and it's clean enough, once again, to shower in and clean your body up. But for your own benefit, I would suggest you get a shower head.
Yeah, and nowadays you can actually add filters to your shower head. Just disconnect the shower head, put a filter, whether you're
Absolutely.
talking about neutralizing the chlorine or getting all this. Yeah, you can put a filter. You can put a filter right on there.
There is a town in Oklahoma called Antlers. It came on the air. They were part of a cluster of towns. For those who are old enough, and for those who are young enough, I'll tell you to research this. It's called, they made a movie with Julia Roberts, the Aaron Brockovich case. It was strictly based on contaminated water. I know somebody, a founder that started with me with the company I work with and deal with. She came from that town. It's called Antlers, Oklahoma, and it's like 1 in every 4 people or 1 in every 3 people get cancer, and it has been traced 100% back to the water. That's how bad the water is, and it will catch fire.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say, if you can mention to him, Geovanni, too, about with the cancer, with the water, with the chromium 6. They had a documentary with the chromium 6. If you can break that down.
Absolutely.
Jimmy, what do you say to well water?
Well water is good if it's being tested on a regular basis, and if there is not drilling super close. What I mean close within 10 to 20 miles. If you're talking a small town between, like where we are, Texas and Oklahoma, drill heavy states, oil states, a lot of people don't test for those chemicals in their wells. They just test the basic chemicals. A lot of the chemicals that will infect a well, especially around fracking, are some of the greases that they put on the actual pipe that they're putting in the ground. They rub the grease around the end to connect the other half of it as they keep pushing it through. Also the chemicals that coat the pipe, not just the pipe itself with the iron ores that it's been molded with and made, but the actual coating chemicals. That is one of the first things that usually comes off and will contaminate the groundwater around the well. Now, as long as your well is coming up good and clean, if you're asking me personally, I think that's going to be the best and purest water because it does naturally come out alkaline. Now, not very high alkaline, but it does come alkaline. The scale, anything over a 7, past a 7 is not considered. 7 is neutral, 7.2, 3, 5, all the way up to the alkaline scale goes to 14. You're going to be drinking pretty decent mineral-rich water. And it will have a slight taste. Obviously, it's well water. It's not filtered like regular bottled waters. Even the spring water is filtered to a point because you're tasting the flavor of the minerals. It feels thicker in the mouth too. It has an actual feel to it. Most people, because they're beverage heavy, think their water should have a taste. Water should have zero taste at all. It's water, literally. What messes up people's taste buds, number one, they're nutrient deficient. They eat a lot, they drink a lot, but is it nutrient dense? Is the body assimilating the level of nutrients it needs to? 9 times out of 10, no. Just because you're full doesn't mean your body's nutrient healthy. So that will actually mess with the brain, therefore it messes with your senses. So people want to have some type of flavor to their water. Water, healthy water, good water should always be flavorless. Water should have no flavor. It will let you know certain things. If water does taste a certain way, it lets you know about the deficiencies. The water me and Jimmy drink and the company we work with, they are very nutrient dense, heavy water, meaning it has the right minerals and nutrients in that water. But when you drink it, it might taste in the beginning that it has a slight taste until you get used to it. Why? Because now your body's coming back into balance. You're getting the right nutrients in your water and your health, period. So now it won't have a taste. But when people say, oh, that's one of the reasons I can't drink water, it tastes weird, usually those are the beverage heavy we spoke about earlier, the beverage heavy drinkers.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. And water is the only thing that cleans the inside and the outside of the body. So I want people to understand how important it is also for the outside, like you touched on. You don't bathe in coffee, soda, alcohol. You do bathe in water, you do drink water. So, the benefit of clean water.
I know I can tell you my little story with alkaline water, microclusters are smaller, so it allowed my stool to loosen versus me just drinking big clusters of water. And that made a difference. So I know when I'm drinking good water because I go to the bathroom more, which that means getting the toxins out. So as far as I'm concerned, alkaline water flushes the toxins out your body.
Yes.
But you can't get certain waters in certain stores. For instance, if you go to a food town or maybe a Kroger's or something, they don't sell alkaline water. Costco.
They do sell it, but it can be chemically induced. It's Geovanni was saying.
It's like organic. It's like organic versus genetically modified. There is such thing as fabricated alkaline water, and a lot of those companies sell it. What I tell people is, the power rests in your hands. If you're looking for a specific type of alkaline water, a more natural type of alkaline water, talk to the managers of those stores. That's your neighborhood. You shop there. A lot of those people get what the clients want and what works in that area. If you notice, you can go to some of the same supermarkets. Some HEBs have certain products, some don't. It's because the area, what they're asking for, what they see it will sell, what they see isn't moving. At the end of the day, your health is your wealth. So as a consumer of these things and products and services, put some time and effort into it. Ask to speak to your local manager. If you don't see alkaline water on the shelf that's natural, it doesn't let you know it's natural. And we'll go through at another episode about the different companies and brands that you should be consuming. It's something you should really take into consideration, not just even for yourself, for your family, your kids, your grandkids, anyone that's going to be moving in that neighborhood. You want golden rule, do unto others you would have them do unto you. You want the best for yourself. So, if you have a chance, try to offer it to others people too.
No, I'm good right now.
Absolutely.
Anybody else?
No, it's just been my pleasure. Thank you again for inviting us.
America, I like to say we had a great show today. Jimmy, Geovanni, we sure we'll have them back. Before we go, hit the subscribe button, pick up the book, Plant Based, and we can take you to the water, but we can't make you drink it. Have a good evening.